Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. So fairly flat out there if you're looking at SPY and our major sectors. But if you're looking at our growth names and the Russell 2000 IWM, it was a big day out there. We're watching to see if the shift is going to stick or if it's just a couple day event. Let's look at the details. So the S&P 500, zooming in the 15-minute time frame, we can see not a whole lot went on today. Just a big, broad equilibrium. There was a bounce play in SPY and QQQ. But other than that, just 4-hour consolidation trying to set a higher low. The bounce play on SPY and QQQ was both based off hourly support. So hourly support from Friday, 457.58. Normally, that level doesn't mean a lot to me. But the 15-minute RSI was crushed down, hitting the low 20s, and the 5-minute RSI was very beat up, down, hitting the teens. So when you are looking for a bottom fishing play off of a support level, when RSI levels are crushed and it's a waterfall drop, that support is more likely to hold. So we saw a nice bounce for SPY off of that. Here's the NASDAQ, potential 4-hour bull flag. Same thing, 15 minutes sideways. We did get a bull break into the end of the day, but QQQ hourly support from Friday, 384.18. We held it by 24 cents. And it was the same deal. The 15-minute RSI was in the teens. The 5-minute RSI was in the teens. And the bounce played out. So other than that, just 4-hour uptrends continuing. And nothing's going to change unless we lose 4-hour uptrends on these futures charts. The story was IWM for today. That's its most bullish daily candle in a while. We certainly had a big bull one back here at the end of August. But volume standing out. And here we are. We've been talking about this for a while now, this monthly 7-month range that is testing resistance. And if 234.53 breaks, we're at all-time highs, and we certainly need follow-through, but we're watching to see, is this now going to be the next rotation? We know the bulls have been keeping control in the broader market this entire post-COVID bounce because of the brilliance of their rotation, from tech to financial sector to everything, to healthcare. So now the question is, okay, 7 months of doing nothing for IWM. Is it now IWM's turn to get a big leg to the upside and make a move up towards 250, 240, 250? We will see, one day at a time, but it's certainly very encouraging, especially because we had this high volume shakeout right before the bulls took off. Anything above 223.50 will be a daily high or low. All-time high is in play tomorrow. So why do we care about IWM? Because we are looking at growth names. And the names that we're looking at are solar names. Big green day today, breaking out all of the last week. TAN, monthly higher low and higher high. All-time high is still 26% away, but a significant bull break from a short, shouldn't say short, but from a tight range over 4 or 5 months. The key to finding volatility is finding tight setups. And long and drawn out, the more the better. Tesla, we know Tesla's been an absolute raging bull. Look at the tightening monthly chart. Volatility just decreased, and then exploded. So Tesla blue sky breakout, higher low every single day. It's just in an insane run up. And the hourly uptrend is our guide. Higher low is 1162. If we gap up tomorrow, I would be watching for a temporary top, and then we would be watching for an hourly back burner, scouting first hourly oversold conditions. But again, just a massive beast. And again, GME, 2-week time frame. I know a broken record to some people, but this chart is going to see a massive volatility spike end of 2021 or start of 2022. AMC, same deal. It's tightening up. It's not as tight, but it's very similar. What happened the last time AMC got real tight? A massive bull break. So we're keeping an eye on those names. OSTK, write these down. Monthly time frame. Equilibrium has been building for over a year. If we fail 102.75, it's another lower high, which I want to see because I don't have a position. I want another lower high and another few months of tightening before an eventual break here and massive spike in volatility. So, other growth names, ARKK, responding, still a monthly equilibrium here if we cannot break 132.50, but a solid green day. We had our crypto names having a strong start to the day. Coin was green, MARA was green. They gave back some of that because Bitcoin saw some weakness, but in my opinion, the IWM and growth move was a factor to that strength. And also our laggard sectors, cannabis and psychedelics. I've been talking about the psychedelic sector. CMPS has been the reason why this massive bull move, higher low every day. I missed this move. But what can I do? I can go and play the names in the sector that have not run yet. So ATAI, daily trend change confirmed, big volume spike, over twice the average daily volume, entered in the low 1420s, stop was under 1350, and I even averaged up today. I saw MNMD break out on high volume. This is the other name in the sector that I'm in, and once it broke out with high volume, ATAI was trading sideways. And so I said, same thing, same reason I'm in these names because of CMPS. I added and averaged up on ATAI because of an MNMD. ATAI was doing this when I added to it, while at the same point in time, MNMD was shooting up. So then MNMD topped out and ATAI ran into the end of the day. And I sold the position that I added at the close, and I dropped 50 cents off of my core swing position. So dropped the break even by over 3%. So I am keeping a core in these sectors, but trading around them to always be remaining in control in case I'm wrong. So I'm looking for this growth surge and for the growth names and the weakest of the weak to see rotation into them. And it's looking great in the psychedelic space. Now the question is, can the cannabis space follow along? For ATAI, anything under 1790 is just a weekly lower high, watching for the potential of an inverse head and shoulders. Daily uptrend is going to be our guide there. MNMD gave back more of this pump today than they wanted to. And it was nice and clear because there was a big ask of resistance, a wall of shares at 257 or 258, 256. And once that broke, it was off to the races. 10% follow through on that one wall breaking. So the daily time frame, still in an hourly uptrend. Again, more pullback than the bulls want to see. We have to be cautious if we fail 280 and break 259 to confirm an hourly downtrend. But bigger picture, this is creating space on the weekly, and we are in a monthly equilibrium. I'm counting the high and the low on the same candle, lower high, and now our higher low is set. I would anticipate another lower high, anything under 404, and this will be another one that we're going to watch for a tightening monthly range into 2022. So those are the names that I'm playing for the psychedelic sector. I think we've talked about them last week. And back into some cannabis names. I played the GTBIF bounce on Friday because the 4-hour and daily RSI levels in the history of the universe, every single time the daily RSI hits 20, we bounce. It hasn't happened often. Combine that with the fact that the 4-hour RSI, every single time we drop under 20, we bounce. We have two historical RSI levels that have worked every single time. So I scaled in, and I've been scaling out. And it doesn't look like much, right? Little bounce there, but from that low of 1925, that is a big bounce. 10%. So I'm down to a half position. My average was probably something like 1970. Exited some at 21 today. And just looking for a daily lower high to be the result of this bounce. USMJ, just a weak bounce, nothing going on, no real volume. But Canadian MJ has my attention. CGC keeps breaking support with zero follow through. Earnings are Thursday. That's going to dictate momentum here. But I love the bear break straight into a bounce every time. It just shows me bears getting a bit exhausted, as they should be. Look at the control that they've had here. Stair step monthly pattern for the last 8 months. Bulls need to get over 1465. We'll see if earnings can be a catalyst. TLRY, daily higher low set. Added some TLRY today for this bounce. But anything under 1216 is just a lower high. So I'm very skeptical playing these names. And I've tried to play this sector multiple times in the last couple of months. And the results have been small wins and small losses. And that's because I've been selling into some strength and locking in profit and ensuring that I'm always in control of these trades. But one of these times will be the time where we see multiple months of bull follow through. And I want to have exposure in a swing trade position when that takes place. So I'm going to keep trying, and I can afford to keep trying because when I have been wrong in the past, I have done so by limiting my risk and bailing real quick once I realize that I am wrong. Major sectors that we didn't look at, XLF. If we set a lower high compared to 40.86 and break 39.92, technically that's a daily downtrend confirmed, and we'll then zoom out and look for weekly consolidation. Plenty of space for a weekly high or low, but possible for a shift there. And again, big tech mostly was red today. So watching to see, if IWM and growth names are going to pump, where's money going to come from? Is it just going to come from everywhere? All of our major sectors, are they going to be flat or slightly red while IWM pumps? Today was the most notable day that I can remember as far as IWM being up 2% plus and everything else flat and red. So the question is, can that keep up? Do we keep seeing this flow of capital, or is it just a one-day event? Because we've seen one-day events into growth in the past 3-4 months that have lacked follow-through. So for the month of November, follow-through into growth is very key for me. XLV still going with its laggard move. Still no sign of a weekly lower high. Tons of space for a daily high or low to form. SMH, new all-time high. Very impressive. AMD, daily high or low, right off EMA 12. Big green day there. NVDA keeps ripping to all-time highs. It's a mini version of Tesla with what it's doing over the past couple of weeks. Stair-step pattern up. And again, if you're going to short a runner, number one, don't do it unless you have a lot of experience. But number two, utilize stair steps. Tesla today on the 15-minute time frame was a stair-step pattern. It broke bear at 1180, and it then dropped 2%, a little bit less, 1.8%. And you might think, well, that's nothing. Granted, but it allowed for a bearish entry. You take partial position profit. You have zero risk. If I were going to short there, how I would have done it is short at 1180. Take half profit at 1165. Put my stop over 1193, and I would have stopped out and lost $0. But the one time that it works, we're going to pull back 10% easily when a top is hit on Tesla. We're just not at a top yet. So again, for the more experienced traders, there are ways to position yourself in very low risk, fighting momentum. But again, if you're wrong, just being wrong by a little in terms of what you lose. TAN, we went over it, so strong with growth. I think that's all we got for today. We'll go over commodities tomorrow. There's dollar, commodities, oil, natural gas, gold, silver. We'll look at, that's all I'm committing to for now. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things. Hope you had a good weekend.